Greetings, educators. Today we are talking about the power of collaborative teams. Now, how many of you have heard on your way to a meeting or in the hallway, maybe you've heard some people grumble, I gotta go to my collaborative team time. I don't have time for this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. And so there's like this sense of dread and a sense of negativity among collaborative teams. I'm here to tell you, I have heard that quite a bit, and I sometimes have been that person. But I have also had the privilege of working with thriving collaborative teams, and I know that the benefits are enormous. And so that's why I want to talk to you today about the power of collaborative teaming and hopefully show you a few ways that you can also present that to your staff members. Now, I know sometimes you might be thinking, like, why do they hate it so much? Why is it such a toxic environment here? I'm going to tell you, we have been groomed to work in silos. Our entire life, it has been your individual grade. It has been who's got the highest GPA. It was kind of like we were all competing against each other for survival. Or you might have been like me in school and it was kind of like, yeah, I'll see how this goes. I'm not too worried about it. You have two types of educators as well. You have the educator that's competing against everyone else and it's all about survival. And then you have the other one that might be like, it's fine. We'll see what happens. You don't want either one of those. You want teams that work together, that lift each other up. And I'm here to tell you, if you have thriving collaborative teams, the culture on your campus is going to flourish. And guess who is the direct benefactor of those thriving collaborative teams? The students. And so we really need to show our teachers that we value collaborative teams and we want to flip that narrative. So when it's time to go to their team meeting, they're not sitting there going, ugh, I don't want to go. I don't have time for this. Instead, they're saying, yes, I finally get to go to my collaborative team and I'm excited to get stuff done. And that is what we want for our collaborative teams across campuses and across districts.
One comment that I usually hear from parents is, man, I wish I could choose my child's teacher. Or sometimes they just ask, who's my child going to have this year? I want to make sure that they have this teacher. Well, I will tell you this. If collaborative teams are working together in the same direction to dive into those standards, determine strong learning intentions and success criteria, it doesn't matter, because in that instance, educators are taking the time to make sure that every child receives the same level of learning and understanding. And that right there is complete excellence. I cannot tell you how many times I have walked into collaborative teams and sometimes there are teachers sitting around the table. They look like a deer in headlights. They're sitting there and they're just thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know what they're talking about. They smile and they nod. You have one teacher who is going over all the things they did last year and everyone's just kind of like, okay, sure, that sounds good. But I'll tell you right now, in that moment, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we have some triage going on. Like we need to perform CPR. We need to stop what we're doing because there is confusion and a lack of understanding. But when the collaborative team comes together and they have a strong understanding of the development of the standard and the progression of learning, and they've taken the time to do that work, I have seen teachers' confidence just explode, because then in that moment, a teacher can be presenting an activity that they've done in the past, but another teacher might want to do something different, but they still have a common understanding of where the students need to go in their learning. And so I will tell you right now, one of the greatest ways we can build teacher confidence is through collaborative teaming and through those strong conversations. Okay, so we know the dreaded four-letter word is time. Teachers need as much time as they can to be productive, to do all the things that they are required to do. But I will tell you, collaborative teaming actually adds more time to a teacher's plate, or I guess you could say makes it more efficient. And when we have collaborative teams all working in the same direction, and when those people are working together to build solid learning experiences for students across the board, guess what? A lot of that overwhelm is lifted from teachers' plates. And primarily, it's because when teams take the time to work together, a lot of those problems that could arise when you're working on your own don't. Or if they do, there's a team right there to help you troubleshoot. Maybe you won't have to do as much reteach because your tier one instruction was solid. Maybe you're not having to have as many parent meetings because there actually aren't as many parent complaints because the team is keeping everyone on track and allowing them to collaborate in a way that provides excellence for all learners. Okay, so you are a believer in collaborative teaming. You want to actually promote strong collaborative teams on your campus. How do you get the rest of your stakeholders to believe in collaborative teaming? And so there are three things that I highly recommend any instructional leader do to really foster a culture of collaboration. One, you must clearly communicate to all stakeholders the benefits. Make it clear. Don't just monkey blanket a statement. It is out to everyone. These are the clear benefits of collaborative teaming. Show them the research. Give them specific examples so that everyone can clearly wrap their heads around it. The second thing that I want you to do is collaborate with everyone that will be involved with the collaboration on what it is and what it is not on your campus. It might look different per campus, per district, even per team. But take the opportunity to work as a whole to define those expectations and define what it is. That way, again, everyone has a clear expectation of what it is to be a team. Remember, clarity is kind. The last thing that I'm going to tell you to do is you must model what collaboration is. You can speak it all day long, but if you're not living that life, it will not work. And so show your staff that you are collaborative in nature. When you're talking about goals, when you're talking about solutions, where is the collaboration? Where is your professional learning community, and how are you functioning with your collaborative team as a leader and as an individual on campus?
Thank you, instructional leaders, for taking the time to sit and listen to me kind of ramble about the power of collaborative teams. But I do it for a reason. I know the power that can come from it, and I know the benefits that students and teachers will reap because of strong, thriving, collaborative teams. So stay tuned as the weeks progress. I'll be going over different strategies that you can use to refresh and revamp your professional learning communities to take them from striving to thriving, because we know when that occurs, our students are the ones who will have ultimate success.